Hi, Wolfpack fans. I'm Jeff Gravely.
I'm Tony Haynes.
And I'm Matt Chasnow.
And this is Pulse of the Pack.
Along with the voice of the Wolfpack, Matt Chasnow, I am Tony Haynes. It's a banner week for the Pack, right? The banners dropped for both the men and the women. We'll be talking about that. And now, can NC State do a repeat of last year on the football field? We talked so much about the open date last season. Wolfpack lost a lopsided game at Duke with 5 games left. Went into open date. The coaching staff did a great job making adjustments. Then NC State went on a 5-game winning streak. Well, this time they're trying to finish with 4 straight and got off to a great start with that lopsided victory over Stanford. Put 59 points on the board. And, you know, Chaz, I think we've been waiting all season to see these very talented parts at the skill positions to come together completely. And it happened in that Stanford game. Receivers, tight ends, running back, and of course C.J. Bailey was phenomenal. That's kind of the explosion in this offense we've been waiting for all year, because you saw the potential there with the athletes.
And all 3 phases. D.K. Kaufman, 164 return yards. You had the Jordan Waters with the big hitter. You had really everything you want. In fact, C.J. Bailey's numbers were almost deceptively, incredibly efficient. But you'd think, gosh, 59 points, the way he's thrown the ball the last 2 games, 300-plus yards prior. Didn't need to do it. Didn't have to do it. It was the run game, and a lot of it was right up the middle, and it was everything you want.
Well, Robert Anae was with us on the radio show a couple of weeks ago, and we asked him about the adjustments he made in the open date last year. Do they compare to what you were working on this season? And he said the similarity is 2 things. We had to protect the football better. They did that against Stanford. No turnovers in that game. Secondly, he said we had to block better last year. And guess what? Not only the offensive line, tight ends, receivers, that was the best game NC State has played collectively offense in terms of winning the line of scrimmage. Offensive line played its best game.
We are honored to be joined on the first segment of the show by NC State offensive coordinator Robert Anae, who's been with the Pack here now for a couple of years. Well, one thing, you grew up in Hawaii. So in your days in the Hawaiian Islands, did you ever one day just say to yourself, I got to get out of this place?
Oh, geez. Growing up in the 70s, that's all you said.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. My dad was the head high school coach and a social studies teacher, and come from a little high school. And he said, the only way you boys are going, I got brothers, the only way you boys are leaving is with academics and football or join the military. And so academics and football was the choice I made.
In your illustrious career, you've been around a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of very good ones, record-breaking quarterbacks. But you look at C.J. Bailey, just how difficult is it for a freshman to come in and accomplish some of the things that he's done?
Well, I'm very proud of his response. And, you know, when he first showed up, nobody knew he'd have to carry the team on his shoulder. A true freshman. That's sometimes that's just how it works. And I believe he's responded at a very high level.
How much does a different quarterback thrust into a role that maybe you didn't expect change play calling, change the way you run the offense, change the whole structure of the way things go on that side of the ball?
Well, I've learned the hard way over the years that you want to – it used to be a running back-driven game. Mm-hmm. College football was already – you know, when I was coming through, and the system I played in, we were the very one of the first to come up with a quarterback-first driven offensive concept. Now the whole thing is that way. So you do want to take that formula and look at it hard and go, what does your quarterback do well, and make that your starting point.
Grayson McCall says he wants to become a coach. Does he have what it takes?
I do believe so. Coaching is more than just personal knowledge. Man, coaching is personal fortitude. So that part, you know, I do see in Grayson. He is that fortitude type person, because the coaching world will test you big time. And I do believe Grayson has that quality about him.
All right, in 2002, the offensive line coach at Texas Tech. All of us here pile into a plane, fly down to Lubbock. This is bad memory. I don't know why I'm ending on this question. An incredible game between NC State and Texas Tech. Went to overtime. What do you remember most about that day?
God bless. I had a graduate assistant who sits past, and rest in peace. But he tugged me on the shoulder Sunday, and he said, "Coach, man, the Mike linebacker for State, man, that guy's a really good player." And I go, blah, blah. Every defense has a good player at Mike, blah, blah, blah. Monday, we were watching some more film. Tuesday, he goes, "Coach, what do you think?" I go, "I really don't care." He goes, "No, Coach, you need to know this. He's got a nickname, and his nickname is Thunder." And I never forgot that.
First down, 20 more. Inside the 20-yard line, D'Antonio Burnett.
And it turns out that, no, there's a reason this guy was a team captain. He's got a special nickname, and here he is years later still leading the Wolfpack.
You told him that story.
Oh, yeah, Thunder knows that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Square them up, they're bringing it to you. Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
This is a Ford Home Charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
This segment of Pulse of the Pack is presented by Coca-Cola.
Let's talk about celebrating Wolfpack basketball.
Let's do it.
And had a chance to do it earlier this week. And on Monday night, the much anticipated season opener for NC State against USC Upstate. It was a great night all the way around. First off, the Pack played great in a lopsided win, and a number of players played very well in that game, which you feel more optimistic about what you saw after what happened in that exhibition game against Lees-McRae. But the highlight of the night is the unfurling of those banners in the rafters at Lenovo Center. Final Four banner, ACC Championship banner. As I said, I've been here at NC State broadcasting games for 25 years, and I've broadcast all but I think 2 of the games in that building. It's the first time I've seen new banners in that arena. And so it's well-deserved. You could tell Coach Keats out on the court before the game. He was running down the line, hugging his assistants and the players that were part of that team last year. He doesn't show his emotions much, but you could see that perhaps he had a tear in his eye during all of it.
He was fiery in the walkthrough about it before the game. So practice ends, or walkthrough ends, before the game against USC Upstate. This is at Dale. And he gets the guys together, and he's looking at the newcomers, because O'Connell and Taylor and Middlebrooks and Pass and Parker Jr., who was on the roster, they're all back, right? And so he looks at the new guys and he says, you guys look up there and you need to see what you're coming into here. That's the way, especially for the guys who are new to this roster, but toward the end of their careers, because of the way the portal is, Dontrez Styles, Huntley Hatfield, Mike James. You guys coming in, those guys being Horn, Morcell, Diarra, and Burns, they went out the right way. That's the way to go out. This is going to end. There's no doubt about this. This is going to go away. That's how you want to do it. And we're going to celebrate that, and you guys are now a part of that on this team. And he didn't shy away. He didn't aw shucks it. He didn't go, well, you know, my guys. He said, no, we did that. We're proud of it. We're excited about it. It's incredible. And let's try and do it again.
The women's basketball team got underway on Tuesday. And we'll have you know that we're recording this podcast on Tuesday before the game. But banner ceremony at Reynolds Coliseum. Now, we're used to seeing banners at Reynolds. For many years, it was Banner Central. There wasn't enough room to put any more banners in the rafters because of the history of NC State basketball. But now a banner ceremony at Reynolds with Wes Moore as the coach, that's nothing new. You know, they had a stretch where they won 3 consecutive ACC championships recently, and then they finally get to the Final Four last year. So this is a program that has not been waiting around to put up banners. They've done it on a regular basis, but finally, for the first time, they're able to unfurl the Final Four banner at Reynolds Coliseum. That's great for that program, but I don't think that's going to be the last Final Four we see NC State qualify for under Wes Moore.
Alarms went off at 7 o'clock this morning. Basically all we're doing, we're in Charlotte right now, the ACC tip-off, and we're just doing some media. Raleigh was rocking, like we had the men's team in the Final Four, we were in the Final Four. You know, doing some hype things, some photo shoots, some videos.
Glare back at me, the meanest look you got right there.
It's kind of fun being a rock star in Raleighwood.
Yeah, good job, Coach.
There's a room with like floating basketballs that's really cool. I think that's this one.
NC State, ACC. Let's go!
We're gonna edit this, right?
Yes.
Okay, I made sure.
Y'all edit. This is not live.
Coach, my question is to you, for really just to give you your flowers, and I know you don't like that as much.
Well, first of all, let's tap the brakes.
We knew you'd say that, Coach.
No, I'm just saying, y'all, we were here a year ago, and everybody was throwing flowers on our grave. That was the flowers we were getting, okay?
It feels good to be back. Obviously, we're fresh off a Final Four run, but, you know, it has to go in the back of our minds.
Last year team made a path for this year team. We know the steps now. We know how to get there, and we're trying to get to the next step.
It's definitely a target on our back this year. Definitely still excited. We have to figure out a way to stay humble and stay hungry at the same time.
Not worrying about what other people have to say, like social media and the rankings. Just taking one game step at a time, and it's going to benefit us in a good way.
Anyway, y'all, we out. Last ACC tip-off.
Yeah.
I think we went out with a bang.
Yeah.
You're not gonna catch it?
Catch it.
You're an idiot.
As a player, what's your role on this team?
Yeah, just being more vocal.
Hey, talk! Hey, ball. Good job, Nana! Come on, we need it, Maddie, we need it.
She used to be in this shell where she didn't talk a whole lot on the court. But now all you hear is Zaza like just motivating people.
Come on, Zoe. Yes, Zoe! Yes, Zoe!
She'll be calling out plays, she'll be talking, clapping. That's just like, wait a minute. This you?
Told you, White gonna go crazy today. Good block.
I mean, I was vocal a little bit last year, but this year I really have to make sure I'm just saying something out my mouth, just something.
How you like them apples?
She's more than an example shown type of player. And I feel like that shows a different type of leadership as well.
Her confidence has just grown tremendously, and there's no stopping her when she's confident.
I'm shooting that. Behind the back if I got to.
She's tougher, mature, and that's what you need in life. You're going to face tough times.
There's a bucket. Oh! One.
You know, obviously on the court, she's our scorer. I mean, she brings a lot to the table.
You already know what time it is, boy. Hey, ball.
Zaza's aggressive. She has that dog mentality in her.
Let's go, Lo!
Even when she has her off nights, she'll play defense, she'll rebound, she'll do what she has to do to win at the end of the day.
Hey, she's gonna get one. Oh, yeah, box out!
Everybody's going to have a bad day at least one time out this year, so
as a captain, just making sure that nobody get in their head because we don't have time for that. Everybody need to be on the same page.
Now, you gonna make those. Hey, you gonna get there?
There's not one word I can use to describe her. I'm definitely happy to be able to play with her, be able to have her as a teammate, and just be able to call her my friend and my sister.
All right, Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
Years from now, what will you remember? That. It's a small thing, but you know the small things in life feel the biggest. I'm doing it, Dad! Now that is something to remember.
This is a Ford home charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
Protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team. Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
Just heads up, okay, for October 3rd, 4th weekend, that Saturday, we do go on the field to be recognized and get your rings. Okay?
Back on 3, 1, 2, 3. Pat. We're here at the football game. They play Wake Forest, and we are going to get our Final Four rings. I'm so excited. How you feel about getting your ring?
Oh, I'm excited, girl.
You about to be?
I'm hoping it's gold, but you know, if it's silver, that's okay.
I already know what it's gonna look like. They don't know, so I'm super excited to see y'all's reaction.
She didn't tell us nothing. She did a good job.
Keep it a secret. Gotta reapply the lipstick. I ain't trying to look crusty out there. You on camera. I'm mic'd up.
You mic'd up. Hey, Mom, I love you. Go back.
You're annoying. Naya had brought up this idea of wearing the overalls, because we see like the band people wear it, and it looked good on them. So we were just like, maybe we should do that, like everybody wear it. And then obviously this weekend, being the weekend that we get our rings, we should match. We look like some tall candy canes. For real. Look at Coach Moore, look at Coach Moore, look at Coach Moore, look at Coach Moore. He's so famous. He's so famous, y'all. Yeah! Oh yeah, you're the man, Coach Moore. You're the man. I am. Yeah, you know. I
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field today's Farm Bureau Team of the Game, your Wolfpack Women's Basketball Team.
great design by me, Mimi, and River. Good job. Oh, that's nice. We got this. I'm so excited. Sound like Kevin Hart.
Who else gonna put this in?
Lorena Bob.
Tackle 3, 1, 2, 3.
I've heard of the cliche, we've had a banner year, you know, and now I'm living on the back end of it, what that means. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And nothing like, when you have success, you might as well go ahead and set out and celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't come easy.
No.
And it's particularly when you're playing in a league like the ACC, both men and women. It's elite basketball all across the board. So do enjoy it while you have it. And now they're going to have to turn the page, both teams, after this banner ceremony. As much as you like to relish the past and bask in the afterglow of what happened last spring, can't do it.
No.
Because if you're gonna come close to matching that or having a chance to do it again, you do really have to turn the page.
Well, the thing about college hoops now, we're talking about the football portal and what it does to a roster. College hoops, they had 14 new guys on USC Upstate, and I think fans have finally latched on, like Loyola Chicago under Porter Moser, Oakland, the Golden Grizzlies with what they did last year at Kentucky, and then playing NC State in the dance. The brands, the power brands that they're still great and they're still good teams, but there's so much talent and there's so much chaos, the way they filter down to other places. We have to do the dive still on Presbyterian coming in on Friday, but sometimes Colgate wins the Patriot League. These name brand teams, they're not always just gimmies. It's not like you just roll it out and you're going to win the game. Those are hard games to play, and maybe more so now than ever before.
And that's an important point because Jim Phillips has spent a lot of time in the offseason talking to the basketball coaches in the ACC, and he discussed this at length during Operation ACC Basketball back in October. League's trying to find a way to get more teams in the NCAA tournament.
For sure.
And it's very complicated. It starts with schedule strength. Obviously, you have to do well in your league. But the other thing you cannot do is stub your toe in some of these early season games when everybody says, okay, NC State, USC Upstate, now Presbyterian coming in on Friday. You can't take those games for granted. Not only do you use those games to improve, you got to win them.
Correct.
You know, because that's an eyesore on your resume when you get to the end of the year. I'll tell you what Coach Keith said. I think it was last year. He said it's tricky putting together a non-conference schedule now, and this goes to your point about the transfer portal. He said you schedule a team and you kind of reflect on who they were last year. Maybe they were mediocre, maybe they weren't great. And then all of a sudden they add a couple of studs through the transfer portal. Graduates, fifth-year players, men. It transforms their team.
The way the NCAA tournament looks at the data, they look at quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, quad 4 losses. You generally can get away with one. You can stub you don't want it, but if you have a quad 4 loss, you can get away with it. If you have 2, the math gets really hard. That's a thin margin. Yeah. So you got to win these games.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Carolina Ford Dealers. See your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of NC State Athletics.
This is a Ford Home Charger. It helps you start every day with the charge you need. So you'll get one plus standard installation with every Ford electric vehicle. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Enjoy 1.9% APR for 72 months on a new 2024 F-150 Lightning truck.
Mr. Wolf, you're all set. Complete perimeter protection installed and monitored 24/7.
No matter who you root for, we can all identify with the best in smart home security. CPI Security is the official security and smart home company of NC State Athletics. CPI Security. Identify yourself.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
We've got a group of seniors, 20 of them, going to play at Carter Finley Stadium for the final time. It's always an emotional day. I guess it's a little different these days because some of these seniors, many of these seniors, have only been at NC State for a year or two. But for those guys who have spilled their sweat and blood for 4, sometimes 5 years, this will be the day. It'll be an emotional day, a bittersweet day, but one that truly they'll never forget. And when I say the guys that pouring their the sweat and the blood into the NC State football program, I have to start with Davin Vann.
Yeah.
And Davin is having the type of senior year that you would want to have when you're going out. He is truly a team leader on defense, and he leads the nation in strip sacks, fumbles forced. Think about the key plays he's made the last couple of weeks against Cal and Stanford, getting pressure late in the Cal game to blow up their chances, and then Stanford, he forced a fumble by getting to the quarterback in the first quarter. There's nobody that plays harder. There's nobody that's more committed to the NC State program, and I'm just happy for Davin Vann that hopefully he can once again go out on a high note.
It's uncommon for defensive ends to be credited for wins. Right, you often get discussions of the quarterback. They certainly can influence the game. They call them game wreckers sometimes. Davin Vann won the NIU game. And Davin Vann really might have won the game in Berkeley. I mean, there were a lot of great plays made in that game, but those 2 sacks late in the fourth quarter, you're not winning that game without those plays. Coach Doran, before the game, said it's exactly the type of year he was hoping for out of a guy like Davin Vann. We had Peyton Wilson on the broadcast. And he said he thinks Davin Vann's going to be a great pro. He thinks he's got all the makeups of it, and he does everything you want.
Well, there's similarity between Peyton Wilson and Davin Vann is they just have an extra gear of stamina and an extra gear when it comes to just reaching and digging down for a little bit more and playing a little bit harder when the game is on the line. Peyton Wilson, he went 110 miles an hour every single play. Davin Vann doesn't take a play off. You know, it's just a joyful time. You could see how joyful it was coming out on the field, and just imagine what it's going to be like for him this weekend, final home game.
Last chance. Yeah, last chance to do it. Now, I'm told that you, as a primary source of information for this matchup in particular, you're the guy to talk to.
Well, they played every year between 1924 and 2003 before the ACC changed. I'm a little foggy on that 1924 game, so don't ask me about that one. So my history is, for those who don't know, I was a young buck trying to get in the radio business back in the 1980s. Particularly wanted to see if I could get a job working for an ACC school. I was an NC State graduate. But my first big break was joining the Duke broadcast crew in 1987. That happened to be Steve Spurrier's first year as the coach at Duke. So as you imagine, that was fun. But I digress. I get so excited about those games.
This is why I asked.
Yeah, we've been deprived of Duke and NC State for a lot of years.
This is the best of college football.
Finally, we get to see a Duke NC State football game on Saturday. That'll be exciting.